Provincetown!
Good morning, everybody. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. In Provincetown. This week featuring Wake up, wake up. Can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up. Make it strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey. Wake up, wake up. Oh. No, really, can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. What's the date?
It's
Friday, February 21st. I'm just really excited to be back here. I haven't been here in 6 weeks.
I know.
Did
We're
you
very
miss me?
I did miss you.
I
You know
missed
I
you
did
too. I missed all of you. You guys, thank you for tuning in. I wasn't sure if I would even still be able to do this with my new job, but it worked out that I am going to get to do this once in a while, and this is the once.
This is the one
In a while.
Yeah. What's your new job, Bob? Tell us.
So I work for Senator Julian Sear at the Massachusetts State Senate. I am his Director of Communications and Community Engagement. So engage with us, community.
Yes, and
I have a .gov email address now.
wow.
Isn't that crazy? I'm not going to say what it is right now
Yeah.
because I know that there's exactly 2 haters that watch this every week and they would love to know my email address.
Yes.
And you're not going to get it.
I just had to get a new email address because I was like, I'm not giving out my email address anymore. It's just
No,
like
don't.
randos on the street that I meet.
Before we get into what we've been up to and where I've been, Harrison wants to deliver a message to everybody because he's leaving town soon.
He's on literally in the car.
Yes,
leaving town.
he's driving over. I know, Sam, give it to him.
Hi, y'all. It's about a half an hour before we're going live. I just want to say bye to everyone. I'm about to leave Provincetown for 2 months. I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale and also Puerto Vallarta over the next 2 months, touring with The Devil Wears Payless. I'm actually picking up Jonathan right now. There he is. But I just wanted to send a little message. This year, especially for Wake Up in Provincetown, we are in need of new sponsors. We already have 2 big sponsors. We're looking for 2 more, and we're also looking for smaller sponsors. So that any business, any person can support us in any way that they can. If you're interested, or you know someone who might be interested, or you're a business, we're also looking for real estate agents, Airbnbs, kind of anyone who wants to sponsor us. Reach out to me or the Wake Up email. It's wakeupinptown@gmail.com, and we will send you over our sponsorship deck. And I look forward to working with y'all. And here's to another really incredible 2025. And good luck to Bob and all the co-hosts filling in for me. And that's exactly why we need sponsorship. We have so many staff members now. We have Sam doing our tech. We have Marc producing and stage managing. We have Ethan on the camera, 2 hosts, Anne, Sean, and so many of us have done so much work for volunteer, we'll say, over the past years, and we just don't want to do that anymore. So please sponsor us. Have a good year.
Break a leg, Harry. He's traveling all over the world with that show.
I'm driving. They're driving to Florida.
They're driving
They're
to
driving
Florida
Yeah,
today?
I think it's Eden and Harry and
Road
JJ.
trip.
Road
That's
trip.
fun
That,
for them.
that would be a fun trip.
Yeah.
Have you done a lot of road trips?
Not a lot, but I've done enough that I don't need to do more of them. I've driven cross country twice.
I've only done it once. I did the Amtrak across country once. And
I would do that.
Yeah.
If it was like Murder on the Orient Express themed,
This seemed
like
like
murder
but
mystery
this
train trip.
was like methy mystery train murder.
Thank you, no.
Because I was broke and I wasn't in a sleeper car. I was just like,
You were a stowaway?
No, yeah, I was in a luggage rack. No, I was, I just took the cheap way. But back then there was like almost like a Eurail pass, so you could go make a bunch of different stops. And I after summer.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but
What?
I'm not going to keep doing this, but I have to take some work emails really quick.
All right.
The work in the Senate never stops, you guys. So talk amongst yourself.
Maybe the state Senate, but it certainly stops in the U.S. Senate.
Don't get me started on the federal government.
That's not
We're not going to talk and complain about the federal government every show. We've decided that we're going to be cheerful and happy and talk about fun stuff, which doesn't mean we've stuck our heads in the sand.
Correct. We like to say that Bob is a little bit of a Pollyanna sometimes. He's like, well, let's do positive. And we're here to be positive. We know what's going on, but like we love this little town, which is why we do the show. And we have a bunch of great people here.
There.
Oh, okay, excellent. So anyway, you're not going to get all the garbage. You're going to get some garbage.
No, but you were asking what I've been up to. I've been at this new job since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And I know once a week for the last 5 years, I've played a morning person on this show on Fridays.
Oof.
I'm a morning person now.
But isn't it? It's kind of nice.
It's beautiful.
Like 7 a.m. I'm like, I'm in the bed still. I should get up.
The sun comes out. It
Yeah.
doesn't just go down. Like it like goes up into the sky.
Beautiful too, right?
I didn't know that it
Quiet.
could do that.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's marvelous. I love it.
Well, I love having you back. And
Thank
I hope
you.
to have you as much as possible.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to have your energy.
So what have you been up to? What's going on?
I have been up to a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm booking out the show
Mhm.
for this whole year, a year's worth of shows. So if you want to be on the show, reach out to me.
Now you're going to have to give them your email.
No, well, not my email, just the show email address, which I finally went through all the 500 emails that were in this. I just now got control of the show email. And I was like, why do we need a message from this? Like, empty your emails, people. Paul, why do people like not empty their emails? I don't understand it.
It's like crippling. When you see that there's 200,000 emails in there, it's paralyzing.
I understand that. I should just do that professionally. If I knew how to use a computer, I could just do it professionally. Anyway, I have been busy. We just wrapped up our last winter window placement last week.
Where?
Valentine's Day.
Is there a picture of it?
We have pictures. I do have some pictures of what's been going on around town. If you are in town or you're coming to town, make sure to notice the art that's up in the windows of businesses that are closed. We have. I worked with the Commons, Leslie at the Commons this year, and David, and we got a lot more windows. And next year we'll get more windows. And I was going to put a bylaw on our warrant this year, but I decided to have one more year of waving carrots at people and saying, look how beautiful this is, instead of your garbage trash bags or your crappy brown paper in the window
You
for
can
your.
make a bylaw that makes people keep things pretty.
Yes, imagine that. No, I can make a bylaw that says if you're closed for, they did it in Southampton. If you're closed for more than, let's say, 6 weeks, you must put art in your window. You will, and it doesn't matter what the art is. And I would make a bylaw that says if you have 5 giant windows, you at least have to do one with a piece of art in it. Brown paper, plastic bags, all that shit in the West End, and no more.
I'm taking bets on the first place that's going to just do a giant painting of this that says F you, Marc Garage.
I don't care. It's art.
I just gave somebody a really great idea.
Anyway, I decided to not worry about that bylaw this year because I want to bring people into what we're doing and making this place nice and friendly in the off season. And then next year I'll walk around with a baseball bat.
Well, it is such a beautiful, like, uplifting project that
Yeah.
you created. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, and
you.
congratulations. And there's so much art and artists in town.
Yeah.
Like you're a writer, but you're a sculpturist, right? There's like so much art here. We should be showing it off all winter.
Yes, we should be. And we should not have to look at like closed up brown paper windows of
Yeah.
people that close their business like September 1st and don't come back until May 30th. Good for you, wherever you are, but like make us at least like the streetscape. Anyway, what about me?
Speak into your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will stop. You know I talk with my hands.
On top of the carbonated beverages first thing in the morning, Marc, you're on a roll.
Okay. Anyway, so anyway, I've been doing that. If you notice, it's very cold. We've had like the coldest week. I got to go sledding. We have been skating. Now we had a warm spell. Ponds were frozen. They have been very, very cold this week. You might be able to be skating this week, but please use caution. And this is why. Sam?
Maximum velocity. Oh, there it is. You're all right, but now we got to go home. Well, I guess we didn't need clams anyway.
Yeah, I figured even if that ice was thin, I could go really fast across the corner of that and it wouldn't break until I made it across the corner. It did not work.
You're elderly, honey.
I know. And
You guys, people die this way. Don't do that.
But I touched the bottom of the pond.
Oh.
And I was only up to like my waist. So I knew I wasn't going to drown, but I did bruise ribs and it was unpleasant. So be careful. Oh my God. So that is what I've been doing.
We haven't even told people who we have on the show today. You guys, we have an incredible show for you. Mark, tell them who's waiting to come talk to us.
We have Patrick Lamerson talking about Snowbound and all the things that are going on this week with that. We have Ian Page and Lucas Martinez, who are a couple of the Winter Falk Fellows that are here to talk about the show that's going on tonight up at the gallery space. And then we have Spencer Keasey on to talk about his new autobiography, which is going to be exciting.
You might recognize Spencer from the Jim Bacher Gallery.
You might, or you might recognize him from other things, which is why he's here to talk about
which we will talk about.
We will definitely talk about that. So I was noticing the other day, it was like Wednesday morning, it was 9:30. And which is not super early, but in Provincetown on a Wednesday in the off season, it is super early. Lots of people in town this week, and I'm not talking about people with kids.
Right.
Like it was weird that there were a lot of people walking the streets and little parcels of older people.
Older meaning
the kind of people that Harrison would probably want to like push off up a bridge because they're over 60.
Oh, boomers.
Yeah, boomers. They were walking the streets and they were like, it's open. And I can't believe how I was like, ma'am, it's 9:30 on a Wednesday. Even in the summer, businesses aren't open at least till 10. Well, where are we supposed to eat? And I was like, this place, this place, this place. These are all open places you could go get. So
page A10 in today's Provincetown Independent.
In our lovely independent newspaper, there is a winter guide of what's open as far as restaurants to go to. So get it, and then you will never have to worry, because if you want to eat, I did the count, 14 places to eat dinner, not talking lunch, that's more. So if you want to eat out every night of the week for 2 weeks, you would eat in a different restaurant.
And be broke.
Oh, well, that's true. But people say there's nothing open. There's tons of stuff open. So get the independent, look at their guide.
Don't eat out 14 days in a row. You will have to harvest organs, not just your own.
And yes, or harvest clams. What's clamming today?
11:30 a.m. No, I can't. I have to work after this.
Oh, that's right.
But that means that clamming on Sunday is at like 2.
1:30.
1:30.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go on Sunday.
It's actually going to be warmer on Sunday. So let's go on Sunday.
All right. Let's go clamming on Sunday.
Since
I'm missing Harrison, Mark, I feel like we have to do some of the things that he always does.
Yes.
Like we have to talk about women's basketball.
Sam, pull up that graph of every women's basketball player. Just kidding. You will not be hearing about women's basketball unless there's like a super big like news thing, at least for the next, let's say, 6 weeks.
Yeah, unless Caitlin Collins gets, is her name?
Caitlin Clark.
Who's Caitlin Collins? Oh, she works for CNN, doesn't she? Unless Caitlin Clark gets like arrested for sex trafficking, you're not going to hear about women's basketball on the show for 6 weeks. Harry, we miss you.
We do miss you, Harry. We do miss you. But another thing I did this week.
Or men's basketball. It's not about it being women's basketball. We just don't want to talk about basketball.
Because we don't know anything about it. Yeah.
Except for the obvious sex trafficking problem.
In basketball? Is there? Oh my God.
Go.
All right, go.
Moving on.
This past weekend at the 411 Gallery, there was a little pop-up art show, and it was super cute. And it was a fundraiser for Hal, and they raised $2,500. And I got this cute little painting. The gag is that the paintings are on its shape in a heart. And we have a picture of the little.
This is the square.
Yes. No, but the paintings are like on this little heart board that they made, and you don't get to see what the painting is inside the box.
Oh, cute.
So they ask you to make a donation to Hal, any amount, and then you get to pick a box. And yeah. There's tons of artists, a lot of the 411 Gallery artists, plus other artists that decided to do this well. It's a really great idea. I hope they continue it. But anyway, they raised $2,500. And if you don't know this, folks, every nonprofit organization is going to be in trouble because somewhere along the lines, federal money comes to them. Support any nonprofit that tickles your fancy, from CASAs all the way to the Center for Coastal Studies, like
And,
whatever.
not for nothing, our Outer Cape Health Clinic as well.
Yes.
They
yes.
do receive a lot of federal funding, which they are not likely to get all of.
Yes. So not to be doomsayers, but like if you have a nonprofit, please kick them a little bit of money.
Let's commit to doing a Doom Minute every week.
Okay,
That was your Doom Minute.
That was my doom. Oh no, I have another one. You want a doom minute?
Yeah, Doom Minute.
All right, sure. So, we live in our little bubble and we love it. Yay! You know what I do foresee happening?
What?
Two things.
What?
You know how petty they are.
Oh, yeah.
Petty. They closed the Kennedy Library only one day, but they,
Yeah.
you know, we know that they're petty.
That was fun.
You know, our airport.
Mhm.
Well, they have TSA agents. The only way our airport operates, unless it's private planes, which means billionaires, they have TSA agents. If they decide to defund the TSA agents at Provincetown's airport, we would have no air service anymore. Not that we have any right now because Cape Air is out, but in the summer, we could possibly not have air service.
There's not going to be anybody to confiscate your poppers? It's what they do at the Provincetown Airport.
And what they should.
But they don't throw you in the slammer. They let you throw them out.
Yeah.
I've heard.
They're volatile.
I've never
They
tried
can-
to go through that airport with poppers.
Oh, wow.
On the record.
For the record. I mean, you could buy them at CVS. My God. But anyway, that's one thing that, you know, I could foreseeably see happening in our new regime. Also, the Cape Cod National Seashore, like National Park, we are probably not going to have all the rangers that we normally have. And also, if you don't know this, they used to mine sand for construction. We are in a worldwide sand shortage. You know where they need sand? The beaches of Florida, which voted for a certain candidate. So it's not impossible for them to say, you know what, we need sand to support construction, to build houses for people, and to replenish the shorelines in Florida and other places that are eroding. Let's go back to mining sand. Also, the Trump International Golf Course at the Coast Guard station would look real nice.
You guys, that was your Doom 5 minutes.
I know, sorry.
We promised you one, and now we're back.
We're back.
Did I tell you about the ethics training that I completed yesterday for my new job?
No.
In the Massachusetts Senate, and I feel like in a lot of places in town as well, you have to complete an ethics training. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, they didn't make Clarence Thomas do this. There's this whole, like, I'm worried about eating muffins that somebody drops off at the office. And they're like, you know, it's all about like taking gifts and bribes and stuff. And I was like, so you can fly on an $80,000 trip to Turks and Caicos if you're Clarence Thomas, but I can't eat a muffin that somebody dropped off at the office?
You know, that's state versus God knows what they're doing in the feds.
The Supreme Court doesn't have an ethics class.
I know, nor a clause either. I had to take that same course because I'm now on the Coastal Resiliency Advisory Board, and I was like, this is so dumb. And they're like, but you have to do it, and it's on. Nobody at the town's here. You know, you have to do it, and so I'm like, in the background, it's playing. I'm like, oh, now you
In
know.
the back, you're supposed to be watching it.
Well, I was watching it, but I was doing something else. And it, you know, it's very multicultural, and like Loretta has blah 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 blah, or Daquan has or you know Luis or whatever. Anyway, they're going through this thing, and I'm like, I don't need to listen to this. And then I heard a fact, and I was like, wait, I don't know the answer to that. And I had to rewind the whole like 4 minutes of my life to rewind it. And then I was so glad because at the end they gave me a test, and that question was in the test, and I wouldn't have known it.
Had you just been paying attention, you wouldn't have had to watch it twice.
Right? Shame on me.
No, in mine, it was like Sierra works for a government agency. I was like, Sierra, who sang Cookies? How the mighty have fallen. And it was spelled C-I-A-R-A. And I was like, is that Sierra?
Would that be
My
amazing?
goodies. Not cookies, goodies. I meant goodies.
My cookies.
It wasn't that Sierra, though.
We'll be having cookies later, Patrick.
Oh, yay! We need to get a move on.
We're doing just fine. But speaking of getting a move on, let's go to traffic.
With Lucinda Liphole.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's me, Lucinda Liphole. I'm out here in Provincetown streets getting fresh news for you as Wake Up traffic reporter, and I'm so sorry for the way my hair looks today. I was trying to get a quick charge from one of these, but I was unable to properly adapt to the situation at hand. Yeah, here we have the head of a company that has received billions of federal dollars to build itself, now taking away federal money from everybody. else. Okay, and okay, fine, for someone who has built an empire off of science and math, maybe it's hard for Elon Musk to understand the concept of equality. He is an immigrant after all. He must not have American values. But for all you idiots who bought a Tesla, which, by the way, is 1 to 2 salaries of the average American, just know that that was not enough for Elon Musk. He wants to take away the salaries from thousands of federal employees, so they don't have the choice on the market with their salaries to buy his products. He's just gonna go right into the cookie jar on his own, which it's perfect idea to cut out the middleman, right? Like, this electricity should all be free. Let's cut out the middleman. Let's do it. No, actually I won't. That lighting would be too harsh. And one time I was cast as Oddish zapped by Pikachu in the 8th Pokemon movie, and we're not going back. Okay.
I hate that sound.
Thank you, Lucinda Lipple. Lucinda and I drove around yesterday and filmed a bunch of sequences, and we had a blast. It was
If you're an idiot like me, the drag name took me a second. It's Lucinda Liphole. Lucinda Liphole.
Get it?
Yeah, she's a gossip. She's Lucinda Liphole.
Lucinda, well, Brent is going to be.
Nobody else got it either. Everybody's like, oh. You're welcome, Ethan.
Lucinda is going to be
So
our
stupid.
co-host next week.
I love her so much.
Yeah, so it'll be fun to have.
And Senator Julian's here. If you were watching this, Lucinda Liphole was like, do you think the senator would allow me to interview him in drag? And I said, I am sure that he would love that. I don't know that I can allow it. But we're going to run it by him, Lucinda.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to say? She's a loose cannon.
Yeah, she is a loose cannon. Should we talk about some not gross news?
Yeah,
stories?
fun news, happy news.
Happy news. There is some news out of Hollywood this week. A couple of fun little stories that are sure to set some people's teeth on edge. So it was announced that Cynthia Erivo, Cynthia Erivo is going to be playing our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in a production of Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl in August, which obviously raised a lot of conflama on the internet. Because what better way to portray a non-white person than with a non-white person? And we have a photo. Jesus isn't white, folks, and neither is Cynthia Erivo. So it's totally fun.
Yeah, but you know, she asked the producers of the show, she's like, can we shoehorn this note into Jesus Christ Superstar? I need to do that.
It probably exists. She's actually played Mary Magdalene.
Oh, she has before.
In a production. Oh, she should sing the role, and it would be kind of amazing.
I just like her insistence, her determination not to play a black woman ever again. She's like, I'll do Greenface and I'll play Jesus, but that's it.
I've already played Harriet Tubman, and
Give it to him, Cynthia.
No,
She can do whatever she wants.
Exactly. With
Did
that
you
voice,
see her
and
singing on the Grammys? I can't remember who it was playing piano for her, but she did "Fly Me to the Moon." Did you see that? It was mind blowing.
Oh yeah,
she's incredible.
yeah, let her do what she wants.
Let her do whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah.
But anybody who's mad at it can go themselves.
Exactly. Just listen to the music. You know, like we used to do with records. Like these, remember the cast albums that would come out before shows? They were sort of like, and you get this thing, and you would grow up listening to Jesus Christ Superstar or Chess, or way before you went to see these shows. And then half you see the show and like, oh, it's better on the record.
Well, especially for people that don't live anywhere near New York, or in this case, the Hollywood Bowl. Like, a lot of people aren't going to get to go see that.
Right.
So release the record.
Release.
I want to go to the Hollywood Bowl in August. Sam, can we go to the Hollywood Bowl?
Why not? Let's go to the Hollywood Bowl. 10-pin or duck pin?
10-pin.
Duck pin. I'm a duck pin person. Make that face.
I'm not making a face.
Oh, that's just
This is just how I look.
This is just the way you look.
When you say something awful.
My mother was a professional duck pin bowler. I
Really?
have an affinity.
Is duck pin candle pin?
No, that's different. There's 3 different types
What?
of bowling.
Then I don't even know what duck pin is.
So candle pin is literally they would cut a broom to size and make those dowels really, really skinny, and it's very, very hard. And that's very regional in New England. Duck pin are little short, squat pins, and the same ball that you would use for candle pin, which is kind of like a shot put size, and you bowl, and it's really fast, and it's hard. It's harder than 10-pin because it's much faster. And then there's 10-pin.
And it's almost impossible to get a strike.
in Duckpin. It's very, very difficult. And Duckpin was in the Northeast, kind of down to like Virginia, Maryland area. And then it was overseas. It was like in Guam and anywhere there were military bases.
Oh.
Because it was also easier to put it in the spaces. Anyway, my mother was a professional duckpin bowler. I grew up in bowling alleys.
I get that vibe from you.
With women named Chicky and Trixie and Kit.
This makes so much sense.
Oh my God, I loved my chain smoking Tefta Norton.
That's a person?
Oh my God, big blonde hair, like torpedo bra.
She had a tough to
all like gold chains and jewelry, lots of makeup, and they were broads. And I say this with love. They were broads, and I grew up under the table, like doing my homework in these smoky, gross bowling alleys, and I loved every minute of it. And it's made me who I am today.
Yes, it has. That it really has.
And for the better.
Thank you, Tefta.
Thank you, Tefta. And Chicky.
What made you think about bowling?
Because we were, I don't know. God knows what's going on in this mash pot of a head.
Before we move on, you just reminded me of a story that I wanted to tell. While I was on Nantucket yesterday or Wednesday.
Yeah, really? Oh wow! Nantucket in the off season. Ooh la la.
We visited the high school, a senior center, a nursing home. Like it was
cool.
It was a work trip where we were meeting a lot of constituents. But we had like a blank hour, and the senator. I was like, why don't we go to your favorite weed store on Nantucket? And this 1 hour that we had to do whatever. So we go in. There's 3 of us. We're walking around, and the kid behind the counter is like, before you know it, I hear Julian doing like his like social gay voice, like, yes, blah, blah, blah. And I walk up to the register and I asked the kid, I'm like, how did you know we were gay? Was it Julian's voice? And he goes, no, you walked in with an iced coffee holding it like this. And I was like, I didn't even know that I held my coffee like that. And he was like, you are the reason I knew you guys were gay. I was like, oh my God. And then he was like, I am Nantucket's only drag queen. My name is Shishi when I'm not selling weed. We need to go to Nantucket and see Shishi perform.
Yeah.
Where does she perform in Nantucket?
The Chicken Box, the Muse, and the Gas Lamp.
You knew that. I love it.
She told me, I was like, where do you perform? Because we're going to come back and see you.
The
Chicken Box, the Gas Lamp, not the gas light. Gas light's a bad thing, right? Like gas lighting.
Yeah.
The Gas Lamp and the Muse. I was like, you have a Muse? Provincetown has a Muse.
Everyone has a Muse.
Yeah, everyone has a Muse, right? But if you carry your coffee like this, you guys, I'm just warning you all, you will get called out in a weed store.
Well, yeah, you would get called out anywhere. What is it like nuclear weight? Like, why are you holding it?
I think I didn't want my hand to make the ice melt, or maybe the cup was cold.
Didn't you spend $400 on this Yeti brand cup so that it would be insulated? Is that the whole point of it? Oh, it was a Dunkies.
Yeah, it was like a clear plastic cup with iced coffee in it, and I was holding it like this.
Did they have Dunkies on Nantucket?
That's not where. No, we went to a cute, independently owned coffee shop.
Good, because Dunkin' Donuts is one of the supporters of the new regime, so we don't go there.
Go to Nantucket and buy local.
Buy local everywhere.
Go to the Green Lady and say hi to Shishi.
Oh, it's next week, the 28th, when we're not supposed to buy anything.
Yes, that's next Friday.
Oh God, I'm going to ask people for money. Oh. That's buying us is totally different. Another little bit of Hollywood news. So after 60 years of being controlled by the Broccoli family, the James Bond franchise, or the IPA, whatever we call it, IPO, has been the rights have been acquired by Amazon.
Oh,
yeah. So, and the Broccolis were very, very, very tightly controlling of their creation. And, that's why there was a movie only like every 6 years. They wanted to make a big thing. And now, it's Amazon, God knows, there'll be like the prequel and there'll be a series and blah, blah, blah. There is no word as to who they are going to cast as the new
Cynthia Erivo.
Oh my God. She'd be amazing, James Bond. Absolutely. Oh, that can you imagine if they come with that?
Watch what happens.
That would
I
be
called
incredible.
it here on this show.
That would be good. Well, they sort of set up in the last movie a black woman as a 007 agent, and you're like, oh, is that going to be that? But anyway, we don't know who James Bond will be. One of the big villains of the franchise is Blofeld. And you recognize him with the cat, whatever. And I do have an idea of who they will probably cast with Amazon as the new villain.
Who?
Mr. Jeff Bezos. I mean, they look so identical. It's crazy.
I think Cynthia Erivo in whiteface as Jeff Bezos as Blofeld. Boom! $1 billion franchise. You're welcome, Amazon.
You're welcome, Amazon. So Anyhow, all right. So what else do we have? Oh, we do have, speaking of surprises and special guests, our dear friend Olive Another, who is semi-retired, but now sort of like pulled the old wig out of a box to do cameos for people. And which, you know, if who's that garbage Republican that was doing
George Santos.
George Santos. Was he Republican? Yes.
Yeah.
Garbage gay Republican.
All
All
right.
right. Anyway, if he could do cameos, yes, if he could do cameos, so can Olive Another. So Olive has been doing cameos. And this weekend, she has a thing that she's doing. We all know that Thirsty Burlington, our beloved friend, is going through some major medical issues. Here's a little message from Olive Another. Take it away.
Good morning and wake up, Provincetown. This is Olive Another reporting live with a special news bulletin. My very good friend and yours, Thirsty Burlington, is going through it and has major medical bills that are mounting and mounting and mounting. And so I will give all of my earnings from Cameo that day, as long as you hashtag thirsty, even if you don't. I will donate all of my earnings towards Thirsty's GoFundMe. I would like everybody to start it up Friday, Friday, and then as much as you want, and then Saturday the cutoff is going to be noon, so that I can get this all together. But I thought it was a good idea. I hope you do too. It's kind of exciting. And listen, if you don't want to, because you can't stand the sound of my voice, I don't blame you. And in which case, you can go straight to the GoFundMe on Thirsty's Facebook page. I'll post it too. Boy, I've gone a lot longer than the time I was allotted. But I think it's for an important cause. And I am looking forward to Saturday. Sign up on Friday or Saturday morning. All right? Let's help a good girl out. See you on Saturday.
So guys, even though Cameo takes a cut, like, because that's what they do, if you want to do a birthday greeting for someone or just whatever, or a get well message to Thirsty, get one from, because who wouldn't want that on your birthday? Or
I miss Olive Another. I'm so glad she's back in any form that we get her. When she told me she was retiring from performing forever, I was like, that can't be true. And it's been years.
Yeah.
And so just seeing her in that makeup with that hair, it has been years.
And Ryan reached out to me and he said, I don't want anyone to think this is a cash grab for me. Like, he was like, are people going to be, I was like, whatever you do in your way to help raise money for a friend or whatever is okay. It's totally fine. So anyway, do it. And if you don't want to do it, as she said, go to the Thirsty Burlington Facebook page and hit the fundraiser for the GoFundMe campaign. All right. Have we covered everything?
I think we covered it.
All right. So we're going to go over to
the Provincetown Theater.
That's right. We had a little tape. There's a show tomorrow, the Dune Inn, which is sold out, but we're going to give you a little teaser because it will be done again. This is the play series, the new plays. And let's get a little hint of what's to come.
Hey everybody, I'm so happy to be back at the Provincetown Theater with Nick, Katie, Karl, and creative director David Drake. David, it's nice to see you again.
Good to see you, Bob.
Guys, it's so good to see you.
Yeah,
We're here to talk about the new playwright series for this upcoming season. Specifically, Cody. Cody's going to be your playwright in residence, right?
Yes.
Where the hell is he?
I don't know. I have a
Writing,
but,
probably.
Yeah, we have this new play development program called the Winter Play Dates. And we started it in 2018, and then we had it for a couple of years, and then COVID came
for a couple of years, and then we didn't have it, and then we've slowly been building ourselves back. We had 2 shows 2 years ago, 2 shows last year. One was a musical, John Richardson's musical, King of Hearts. Jack of Hearts. King of Hearts is a movie, which is also a musical. And Robbie Benson was in the musical version of, because Robbie. Sorry. So anyway, woo! But we've been working on Jack of Hearts for 4 years now, and anyway, so it's designed for playwrights to work on their work. A little bit of rehearsal, a little bit of time in here if they need it. Then we do a reading, sit-down reading with an audience. It's free to the public. All of our reading series are free to the public, the B+ series as well as this series. This one's about new plays being written. Right. And so when we were, I've watched Cody grow from Gosnold Street, those free performances he would do at Saltine, and I would go and I think, God, this guy is he's rolling, right? And then he rolled into the Gifford and started writing those plays, and so it's been such an honor to watch him grow. So when Garrison, our managing director, and he said, we should do a playwright in residence. We'd had one a couple of times here actually, but again, COVID skewed so many programs. And so we asked him and said, look, he said he wanted to write a play, not just like a one-off, a 24-hour, let's throw the dice and see what happens. That he was working on a play.
Usually what we do.
Exactly, and that's what he does.
If you've never seen a Cody play at the Gifford House, you have to go. They're on Mondays.
Monday nights, they're free. They're free.
They're free to get in.
They're free to get in, but
February 24th. Monday's one.
To get out of the Gifford House, you have to pay. So it's this new system of entertainment. Sorry, I couldn't.
Like a museum,
Anyway, so we asked him to be our playwright in residence and say you can use the theater, do what you want here. He said, great, and it gave him a kind of goal to start. We're doing 2 other plays. Joe McDougall's play, I can't think of the name of it now, Temporary Landmass. It's now a temporary landmass rather than plural.
That sounds very gay.
And then we're doing Lucy Blood's play, Channeling Jean, which is about a young writer who goes into the the dunes to write a play, and she's encouraged by the legacy that happens to her out there. I won't give it away. It's sweet. But it's all very meta because all 3 plays take place in Provincetown. The play that Cody's working on is called The Dune Inn, and it's about one of the last independently owned dune shack, B&Bs in Provincetown.
Timely.
And yes, and how the pressure of corporations and those kind of money, investment money, is coming at the owner.
And when is this free public reading?
That you're going to perform it, and now you know more about the plot than anybody. Because Cody doesn't really tell anybody anything, but he did give me, and this will be on Saturday, February
22nd.
Which is tomorrow, because
7
this is
o'clock.
airing on
It's
the
free to
21st.
the public, but you should get a reservation online. And then we'll have a talk back with the audience afterwards, and that'll help them go to the next place with it, which we're planning on doing something with it in the fall as well. So he has a statement, which is, I am so grateful and so I'm honored to be this.
He couldn't even be bothered to show up. We're not going to hear a statement from him. We don't know what the play is about. We are actors in the show.
Literally, actually, honestly, what David just said is the most information that I
think
have
my
heard.
character's name is Marianne.
That's your character?
You thought you were Marianne?
Yeah.
I'm the professor.
I just know you're playing a kid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I can't play straight.
You've all worked together before on stage.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been in Cody plays together. We were in Angels in America together last year.
We do improv together. We just make love.
And we don't.
And we don't.
He's my beard.
She's mine.
I wonder what this show is going to be about, though, actually.
I thought it was about the lady in the dunes.
Now it's about the gay guy in the dunes.
Yeah.
Well, it's called the Dune Inn.
Inn.
Who knows if the Lady in the Dunes will make an appearance in it? We don't know.
Breaking
Is
the
it going to be
fifth wall
funny?
between-
Right.
Wait, in with 2 N's. Not like Dune.
Inn, as in like a Ramada Inn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's
the Ramada, a very well-known Ramada Inn.
I think it is about the Ramada Corporation trying to buy the very last.
That's part of the conflict of the story.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because all three plays are about, they have similar themes going on.
Yeah.
How
It's
hard
gonna
it is
get
to
a
kind of
great
make it
rating.
here.
Yeah, well, yeah, and how outside money pressures artists and people who live here.
Yeah.
Wake Up in Provincetown is sponsored by the Provincetown Inn, which is owned by Lynn Chris, by the way. Thank you, Lynn Chris.
Thank you, Lynn.
Love you.
Thank you, Lynn and Chris.
I can't wait to see what else you have coming up this summer. We're going to get to see part 2 of them.
Right, I haven't announced the season. That'll be soon.
We're going to come back and talk to David again in the future about the whole season.
I got approval for everything, but we're waiting for rights.
But Cody's doing the other thing.
Yeah, Cody's
Little
doing the other
one-offs
thing.
of every play. Isn't that
Oh
what
yeah,
happening?
Cody wants
That's
to do
gonna be fun.
one-offs
Thank you,
of the
Katie.
plays. We're doing Perestroika. We have the rights to that. The conclusion of Angels in America with the same cast. It's gonna
If
be-
you missed that, you really, really missed something. That was spectacular. You guys, I loved that. That was
Thank
one of my
you.
favorite things. They were in it.
I was not
You
in
were
that.
not.
I know. I was at home eating Cheetos.
She was an almost main at the end of the season.
I saw that too.
So we got these two to begin and end the season. And we probably will again, based on what I'm going to do.
You've been knocking it out of the park here for years.
Oh, well,
so
thank you. We hope we can do it again this year. We'll see. I'm
All right,
always
so,
nervous.
So Saturday, February 22nd, what time?
At
7 o'clock.
7. Free reading for the Dune
That's
Inn.
right.
It's gonna be
Also, free parking and cash bar.
And it's gonna be funny.
That is
Cody wrote it.
tomorrow night, February
It'll be fun.
Well, we don't know if
22nd.
it'll be fun
It'll be
because
something.
we haven't read it.
You guys, thank you all so much for your time.
Thank
I
you.
love
Thank you so much.
It's good
We
to
love
see you.
you.
And we'll see you guys soon. Hey everybody, please welcome to the show. Have you been here before? Have we ever had you on this show? This is your first time on Wake Up in Provincetown? A very dear old friend of ours, Patrick Lamerson, aka Puppy, in the Snowbound community. Thank you for making some time to join us this morning.
Of course, I brought gifts.
You did? That's our favorite thing to hear. We love that. Are we ethically allowed to take these cookies?
I have no business before the state senate.
Okay.
Or the town in my case. So yeah, that's fine.
And we're not judges of the
I
contest.
also want to shout out as a proud boomer. Next time on our bridge with Harrison, we push back.
Oh, yikes.
We invited Patrick on today to talk about Snowbound Weekend, which is produced by Mates Leather.
Wait for the weekend.
MatesLeatherWeekend.com. There you go.
If you're unfamiliar, Mates happens in September,
Mhm.
and Snowbound is now.
Is this weekend? This very weekend starts today. It started yesterday with the art show
Mhm.
at the AIDS support group drop-in center, and that's going to be every day for the whole day, 9 to 5 p.m. along with the testing, and on Sunday it's 9 to 2.
Yep, nice. And then what kind of events do we have coming up for this weekend, which is technically, as you said, not a leather weekend. It is
A kink positive weekend.
right.
Okay. There's quite a few people that do not identify as leather that are here this weekend. There's the opening for the gallery show. The photography show is today from 5 to 6, and then there's a beer blast at the Watership Inn from 6 to 8, and then the whiteout and meet the meat at Paramount tonight at the Crown Anchor from 9:30 to 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Whiteout is you're supposed to wear long underwear.
Oh, well, it's a good day for that.
How many contestants are there?
Oh, I actually don't know yet how many contestants. There's still time to sign up.
Good to know.
And the way you win this contest is by raising the most amount of money.
Mhm. In the room, you're like,
No,
No, you can do it online too.
Okay.
So it is. It's a fundraiser for the AIDS support group of Cape Cod,
Mhm.
and you could go to ACG.
CC.
Yeah.
Wow.
And go to the website, and and then you go to the contest, Mr. Snowbound, and it's going to have the bios and photos of all of the contestants. And Patrick reminded me that this is not a pageant. It is a contest, but it is based on who raises the most money is the winner of this. So
Yeah,
it's not-
pageants have a panel of judges.
right. Yeah. There's none of that. So it's a great way to support.
No costume changes.
No, there's no costume change.
There's
No
not a
songs.
swimsuit
There's no
section?
talent section. Which
No evening wear.
when you like to know the talent section at the Snowbound.
Have you been named Mr. Snowbound before?
I have been named Mr. Mates Weekend.
First mate. We have royalty in the house.
I'm a title holder. Emeritus.
The current Mr. Snowbound, Mr. E, will be there to give over the sash. That's what you still do. So log into the AIDS support group website and vote for people. And the contest is the announcement of the winner.
That's not until Sunday at noon.
Okay.
At the Bay. No, actually, that's not at the Bay. That's at Paramount at the Crown Anchor for the second brunch. There's a brunch tomorrow at the Bay. Bay Cafe.
What's your favorite event all weekend?
The beer blast. I'm the bartender.
Oh, where's that?
That's at the Watership Inn.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's kind of like a
go get a beer from this guy.
A different sort of space for this. So, if you don't mind me asking, like, I'm sure there are people out there who are like, well, what is leather and what is what specifically about the leather community? Because every community has a thing. What drew you to the leather community?
It's also what you like. What your brain is set up for. But when I moved to Massachusetts from North Carolina, I didn't know anybody, and it was a very welcoming community, especially at the time. It was leather was very elaborate, and there were leather bars, and there was a leather community, and people took people under their wing and showed them around, and it was very warm and opening, and so it made it easy to enter this community and Massachusetts in general through that assistance.
And it's also a positive community. Like, anywhere you find your people,
right?
The people that like the same sort of things is a positive thing.
I wanted to mention in my feed, you guys should use this because it's what you've been talking about, a term, microdose hope.
Microdose hope.
Yeah.
Find it where you can get it.
Absolutely. Put down your phone and microdose hope.
Exactly. And this weekend, it's the middle of winter and there are tons of people.
Unless you're watching this on your phone, keep your phone on.
But there are tons of people coming to town this weekend from all over to do something that gives them joy or whatever, that doesn't bother anyone else. Right. And so it should be celebrated, and it's an opportunity.
In general, Snowbound has been sort of the younger brother for Mates Weekend, but last year was really packed, and it was a very nice crowd. So we're looking forward to another nice crowd this year.
Contrary to our chilly reputation here in Massachusetts, there is warmth and community. And at the Vault tonight.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
So if you're not in town, get down here. And if you are in town, check out the events. They are open to the public.
Yes, there might be. Some of them have a fee.
Yeah,
because it is a fundraiser.
Yeah, okay. But come check out everything you're seeing. And you can go to matesleatherweekend.com, or you can go to the AIDS support group of Cape Cod website to check everything out. Patrick, thank you. It's such a pleasure to have you on. And we're going to have you on again when it comes time to the White Party. You're going to give us a preview of the White Party decorations that you create every year. Okay. I'm insisting on it. I love it. All right.
And now, Sean, give everybody the local weather report, even though you're not here.
Good morning from snowy Breckenridge, Colorado. I'm here enjoying the fresh powder again, but back in Provincetown. This weekend will remain snow-free despite it being Snowbound weekend. That might not be a bad thing, though. After all, leather and snow don't always mix, unless, of course, that's your thing. Now, on to the forecast. Today will be breezy with a high of 33, but the good news is that temperatures will continue to climb through Tuesday. Tomorrow starts off windy, but clears to a sunny afternoon. Sunday will be the pick of the weekend with a high of 38, followed by Monday's even milder 42. By Tuesday, showers move in, rounding out what looks to be a beautiful winter weekend. For the tide watchers out there, low tide hits around midday, perfect for a pup walk, and again around midnight for the night owls willing to brave the late night chill. There's plenty happening in town for Snowbound, and with ideal winter weather on tap, it's shaping up to be an incredible weekend. Best of luck to all the contestants. Enjoy it, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. Guys, back to you in the studio. So much fun.
Thank you, Sean. Folks, we are here to welcome Lucas Martinez and Ian Page, who are two of the Fine Art Work Center Winter Fellows. There is a show opening tonight, and we invited them on to chat about it. Ian, I know that you are primarily a sculptor,
yeah.
Yeah. All right. And what type of things do you sculpt? Do you like mixed media, or like what's your?
Definitely mixed media. Since I got here, I've found a bunch of industrial wallpaper rollers that were decommissioned, and I started making work out of those.
That was your piece?
That was my piece.
Oh my gosh, it's that's at Pam right now.
It's at Pam, yeah.
Yeah, that was a spectacular piece.
Thanks.
Cool.
Thank you. Yeah. So sometimes it's assemblage like that. Sometimes it's making things from base materials like aluminum welding. A lot of woodworking. Yeah, but I like to use found objects and kind of make an apparatus out of them.
Do you go to the dump?
I haven't been because I can't figure out when it's open. I show up at 2.
No.
Yeah.
No, you have to go before 2 is when it closes.
Exactly. I've showed up at 2 multiple times.
Yeah. No, the metal pile. Like anytime I go to the dump, I'm like, oh, what's in the metal pile today? And I'm kind of a hoarder, so I can't ever go in the metal pile. There's a lot of cool stuff. If you get someone to take you to the dump, you should. 100%.
It's a little dangerous because we don't get to stay here for forever, so I can't have too much stuff.
No, but if something inspires you, and people throw away shit in this town like you wouldn't believe. Like, I bought a new house, I can get rid of everything, and you can always find something on the street.
And Affleck's mom lives in Troy. You can get a Chanel bag at the dump sometimes.
Whoa.
I'm not kidding. Wow. I know. Brand new shit. She's like, oh, I just don't need this one. I have an Affleck.
Oh, wow. And Lucas, you are a writer, but you have a piece in the show tonight?
Yeah, I have a piece in the show, but I'm also have the pleasure of introducing AC Clark, and who will be reading along with Jachi Kane, and they're going to be doing a reading as well after the show starts. I don't know exactly at what time, but that's going to be really special as well, and I'm really excited to hear them read.
So let's talk. If you don't know what the Fellows program is, you have to apply. It's an application. A lot of people applying for very few things. You come here for the winter.
When did you guys get here?
October 1st.
And you're here through April, I think?
End of April.
End of April.
So you're like smack dab in the center of it, kind of.
Yeah, I guess so.
But they allow you to create without making you create while you're here, right? Is that part of the deal?
It's totally open-ended, yeah.
Cool.
There's no kind of top-down guidance whatsoever.
Yeah.
Artists are given studio space, and there are some sort of facilitations that happen, introductions to people in the town, and tours around. We went foraging and a few other things.
Oh, cool.
Get to know the landscape.
Where are you from?
I'm from Southern California. My family's from Argentina as well, so
this is cold to you.
This is fucking freezing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But it's also it's kind of fun. But it's also like not the romantic like snowy winter because of the wind.
Right.
But the wind is kind of romantic too. It's just really cold and the power goes out sometimes.
Oh snap! Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, that's bad. I live right down the street from there. If your power goes out, just
yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
We'll do this.
Yeah, we'll go like this.
And where are you from originally?
I was born in Boston, but I moved here from Los Angeles.
Okay. And so you give up your life, you come plunk yourself down here, you create whatever, and then I know there are a lot of, not professionals, but like a lot of people that artists should get paid for their work. It is a viable career. It creates beauty. It creates inspiration for everyone else. So when people say, why are they getting a stipend? Because you go to a museum, you want to look at art that has been created, and this is how it happens. And it's, some are young, but some are older, right? There's like a mix, right, of people that come.
I think we represent that spectrum.
Yeah, we're pretty much, this is the range right here.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 26.
And how old are you?
39.
Oh, you're ancient. ancient. But you're not the oldest, right? I think.
No, not quite, but yeah, in the upper range.
Cool. And the program, so it's every few weeks on a Friday. The gallery's open. They do talks with the writers and have the visual artists show their work. And we want to make sure to have the Fine Arts Work Center people be involved in this show and just like being able to highlight, because a lot of people don't know to go there, whatever. It's
Yeah.
free. You get to have some food, some drink, check out new and emerging artists and what they're producing, which is fantastic for, everybody.
I would never encourage you to just drop in on a writer, because I'm a writer and I don't want people just dropping in on me. But like visual art, like it's cool to just walk by and see what they're working on. It's a beautiful, beautiful space. All of our friends work there. Go to the Fine Arts Work Center and say hi.
Yeah, and if you are moved while you're there, support the Fine Arts Work Center as a local nonprofit. What are you looking forward? So you're not reading tonight, you're introducing?
Yeah, I'm not reading tonight. I'm just introducing, and I have some stuff in the show. But yeah.
So what you have stuff in the show? Do you also create visual art, or?
Yeah, I have. One of the great things I think about the Fine Arts Work Center is that we're all hanging out together, writers and visual artists, and we all we all applied under those categories, but we do a bunch of other things. And so I write, and I also spend a lot of time not writing. I've spent a lot of time not writing while being here, and I've been spending lots of time in the print shop and playing ping pong and talking to Ian about other things, and and it's just so I've been making a lot of other work, and so yeah, it almost made sense, I think, to be in this show a little bit for me. But yeah.
So there's like cross-pollination.
A lot, yeah.
Inspiration bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
Is the plan to move back to Southern California after this?
No, I don't. I think I have a full-size futon that fits in my car.
Nice.
And, I have a partner down in Virginia, and I have lots of friends in remote places that need people to hang out with them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's probably the plan.
Oh my God, I've never felt older in my life than right now.
Ian's proof that you could be and still do this. Well, guys, thanks for coming in today. I look forward to seeing you tonight. And are you going to be doing readings?
Yeah, I'll read on the 7th, March 7th.
Okay.
And there's a ping pong tournament that's open to everybody on the 28th, I think, next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah. And
at Falk.
At Falk. So if you are a ping pong enthusiast, go to the website at Falk. I'm sure that information's there. Give them a call. Falk.org. Thanks for coming in, you guys.
Yeah, enjoy your last few months of being here.
Thanks. Yeah.
I bet it goes by very quickly.
Thanks for having us on the show.
Of course.
No,
We'll see you soon.
Thank you. And now let us go with Sam and the weekly roundup. Tell you everything that's.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wake Up Weekly Roundup with me, Sam Sewell, for the week of February 21st through February 27th. Happy Snowbound Leather Weekend, everyone. If you want more info on all the events in town happening this weekend, check out matesleatherweekend.com/snowbound. And then over at the Water's Edge Cinema playing this weekend, they have Becoming Led Zeppelin, Paddington in Peru, and the 2025 Oscar-nominated short films. There's some really good short films, and these are all really great films, so go check them out. Also, Anita Cocktail will be at the RuPaul Drag Race viewing party tonight as a special guest. You're not going to want to miss that, so check out at the Crown and Anchor starting at 7 p.m. Also, have you checked out Chach's Mexican Nights menu on Thursdays and Fridays? It is some of the best food in town. It's so delicious. I cannot recommend it enough. Get there from 5 to 8 on Thursdays and Fridays all winter long. And on Saturday, we are kicking off the winter play dates with The Dune Inn by Cody Sullivan at 7 p.m. over at the Provincetown Theater. Then on Sunday, over at the Underground, Bob and Quinn will be hosting Talent at the Underground, where you can come sign up, perform, win cash in up to $125. It's round 4, and it will be at 7 p.m. at the Underground. Monday, then, if you haven't checked out Ramen Night at the Governor Bradford, what are you waiting for? Get in before it's over, and I always feel like it's over too soon. It's on Monday. This menu's delicious, and go tell them I say hi. Then on Tuesday, for those of us into Magic the Gathering, over at the Provincetown Public Library in the Bowsprit Room on the 2nd floor, they will meet Tuesdays from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. to play Magic the Gathering. Also on Tuesdays, there's Figure Night Drawing that's still going strong over at the Gifford House. It's a really fun time, good people. If you haven't gotten your artistry on this winter, you can go get it on at Tuesday Night Figure Drawing. Then on Wednesdays, and also open all winter long at Tin Pan Alley, but especially on Wednesdays, they have Experimental Wednesdays with Mike, Kevin, Christian, starting at 7 p.m. Go check out Tin Pan Alley for their lineup of good stuff happening all winter long. Also, upcoming Astroglide with Mackenzie and KT is an interplanetary discotheque happening at the Gifford House on March 1st. So mark your calendars, save the date, and also the 24-hour plays are happening at the Provincetown Theater on March 1st at 7 p.m. and on March 2nd at 2 p.m. If you have anything you'd like to promote, please email me at wakeuproundup@gmail.com. It's gonna get warmer out there sometime soon, right? Right? We're almost to March. It's coming in like a lion. Stay safe out there.
Sam, you guys, please welcome to the show our friend and neighbor Spencer Keasey.
Hey there, how are you?
Really good. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to be here.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into this, you said you wanted.
Well, I just wanted to say a shout out to AIDS Support Group because, you know, I came here and my first job was at the AIDS Support Group for 4 years. I did outreach for men's health. So I was involved with Snowbound and Leather Weekend. And not only is it a great community, that money that's being raised for the AIDS Support Group, God only knows what's going to happen to funding for AIDS support.
Of course.
Ryan White, I can just picture it being eliminated, and so many people need that money for their health care, and also the support that the older generations who did live through the epidemic. People still struggle. It's still a traumatic. It's sort of like Vietnam veterans. Don't get mad at me for making an analogy, but it's that same sort of thing. The support system that's there, you know, is really important to this town. So support them.
It's PTSD, and it,
Yeah.
and it can manifest in a lot of negative ways.
Absolutely. So there's my spiel.
So you've been in town for 20 years now.
Yeah, 20 years this year.
First summer was 05.
Yep.
Class of 05.
Class of 05.
It's me, you, Billy Huff, and Anita Cocktail.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Seriously?
That's a
Rogues Gallery.
And still here, still kicking it.
Still here, still kicking it.
And I don't know if you remember this, just to go back, I remember the day that I met him in the summer of 2006.
I remember.
It was like somebody's backyard barbecue, and I was a fan of your work at the time.
And I was just a fan of you.
Oh.
God, guys, get a room.
Marc, can you leave? No, but I remember being like, hey, he was like, what's your story? And I was like, I'm just, some small town kid from Southern Delaware. And he's like, cut it, kid. I'm not buying it. He's like, I've used that line 1,000 times myself. And I was like, I think I'm going to be friends with this person for a long time. And here we are.
And here we are.
So for those of you who don't know, I mean, I feel like people these days probably meet you and they're like, oh, what a nice guy who works at the gallery.
What a nice guy like me, yeah.
But what is a little bit of your past?
Well, you know, I came here at the height of a porn career. I landed in porn at the ripe old age of, 36. And
that's old.
Yeah, I had.
No, I mean, that's old for a porn star.
I had a whole life. I'd been in a 17 relationship, and it was a new chapter in my life. And I ended up here within that first year, and quickly got a job at the AIDS Support Group while I was still filming. And so I had this short period of 3 years celebrity. But it was an interesting experience because it was like the tail end of golden age of porn. That's what I sort of describe it in this memoir. It's the time before iPhones. Like there was a time before iPhones. There was a time before people were just like, filming themselves and putting it out there, and OnlyFans and DVDs.
You actually had to buy it.
You had to buy it. You had to go to a store or a video store and rent it.
And it wasn't just DVDs. It was like 2-disc Criterion collection.
Oh, yeah. Like bonus extended version.
I might have like some of your movies in like a
Some of
2-disc. Like they're like a really like amazing box. You know what I mean?
Oh, gorgeous.
You had to go through the little beaded curtain, back of the video store in town.
And then you're eyeing the guy next to you.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a sense in the moment that you were like, this is kind of the end of this part of this era?
I didn't. No.
Who could have predicted iPhones?
Well, that's just it.
2000.
Never. I just assumed it would just continue on. I was in for a 3-year blip essentially, and it just happened to coincide with all these new technologies and that sort of stuff. So, but it was a great experience, and I wrote a book about it.
So in order for you to have ended a 17-year relationship when you were 36, you were with that person since you were 19?
College. I went to Pitt, and this is the height of the AIDS epidemic in '86. And I've sought safety in a long-term relationship. I'm a long-term relationship guy.
Charles.
In Pittsburgh. And so, I was protected actually from the whole epidemic. I didn't even know anybody who passed because we were so protected in Pittsburgh. And then I moved to Vermont. But unfortunately, that relationship ended. It was a young relationship, just like so many gay men who enter relationships that. And at that point, I was looking for adventure. I'd never been in the gay community before, ever. I didn't know what that even was going to mean for me. And my ex always said, well, if we weren't together, you'd probably go into porn. And
Bing, light bulb.
And within 2 weeks of us sort of breaking up, he was taking pictures of me, and I sent them off to Titan. And the remarkable piece about this story is just, it was crazy. I sent pictures to Titan because I was going to choose the best company. The following day, they're like, who are you? Tell me. By the end of the weekend, they gave me a ticket to Palm Springs to film with Joe Gage, iconic 70s director who was just making a comeback. Within 2 weeks, I was in Palm Springs filming. They offered me an exclusive, and I was a porn star within 2 weeks.
Off to the races, just like that.
Off to the races. And then it was just this remarkable journey of covers and nominations and awards and a stint off Broadway. And I mean, it was like ink. Yeah.
Can you please tell us about this off-Broadway stint?
Right when Michael Lucas contacted me after I left Titan, and again, that was one of these experiences. I was really struggling. I was dealing with major addiction and mental health issues during this time. Major loss. You don't lose a 17-year relationship without sinking deep. I had another friend who I lost. I became HIV positive. I was in the middle of a major meth addiction, not because of porn. Porn was my safety through this. So I need to make that clear because the companies I worked with were exceptional. There were no drugs. But Michael Lucas reached out to me. He's like, I want you in La Dolce Vita. And again,
that's the one that I have.
and again, that was this weird thing. He sought me out and he said, I'm going to do something that's never been done before. I'm going to give you residuals off of my. That's how sort of I was in this weird thing. And then at the same time, David Gersten, who was a producer who was doing Naked Boy Singing, he had just moved from the Village up to Norwood Stages on 53rd. You want a headline for a couple months. And so I did.
I love that you were the headliner in Naked Boy Singing. You're like, well, everybody's been paying to see it. Might as well.
How about that?
What about this voice, too?
Not about this voice, but I tell you, I was in the thick of an addiction. And what happened is I literally couldn't finish the run because I had a major breakdown and I landed in rehab, and in rehab I retired. So it was 30 months from guy in Vermont in a log cabin in a long-term relationship to being in rehab up north Canada. And yeah.
And when does Provincetown become part of your story?
Provincetown became part within the first year. Unfortunately, I had a friend who passed away. I came here to mourn within in the first year because a friend of hers was living here, and I said, what a perfect spot for me to have a career in porn and to explore all the creative things I want to do. And that was it. The rest is history. And I've been here ever since. And it's been a love story, a hate story. Everybody knows that. And to come out on the end, I went into porn to write a book. I was like, you got to have a gimmick. And why not have sex and show people your asshole as a gimmick? And so, but that was something I desired to do all along. But I also, I have these other talents, and you come here and you explore, and you're enamored, and you fall in love, and then you take it for granted, and then you fall into maybe addiction or depression or all those other things that this town offers, and then you come out, and fortunately for me, I was always determined to write a book. It's been a major catharsis, and I've come out of it saying, Provincetown. Just don't take it for granted. We are so lucky to have this place, and it pains me when I hear people or see people on social media who just all they do is complain about it, and I'm like,
you're like, have you tried anywhere else?
yeah. Well, yeah. Or maybe
tagline.
Maybe you need to go out and
don't take it for granted.
Don't take it for granted. Yeah. Maybe you need to do something. Just get involved, or who knows? I'm not gonna. Anyway, that's part of it.
Where can you get this in town?
I always support local businesses. The problem, I self-published it because I wanted full control, creative control. Rick I did the photo, it was my design. But because of that, it's not necessarily in bookstores. Both bookstores here, though, East End and Provincetown Bookstore and Botanica have it. So I encourage you to go there. If not, if you can't get to town, Amazon, Necessary Evil, or the printer called bookbaby.com.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and your story has everything.
It's, maybe 20%, not even that graphic sex. I mean, I described some things that happen.
Are there photos?
There are no photos. God, all this.
I guess we could just look up Spencer Quest.
I know, right? Oh. It's all out there. And the whole thing was like, you got to live your life, and you have to have no regrets, and you have to have no shame. So my clients at the gallery know, I had just had an 80-year-old straight man write to me and say, Spencer, I read your book. A client, I read your book. It's remarkable. And like for him to read about me getting double fucked while hanging from a trapeze,
as one does,
he dog-eared that show.
And straight, it's anyway. So embrace your life, no shame. That's what that's about.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thanks for coming
Thank you so much for being here. I think that's our show.
I just have one last thing to say. If you want to have Sam include you in the weekly roundup, please send a message directly to her. We try to cull through social media posts and everything to make sure that we are presenting a little bit of everything that's going on in town, but we can't catch everything. And we certainly don't want to catch feedback or flack that we aren't supporting somebody or something. Please send us something in. And also next week, we are launching a sponsorship. Also our big sponsors, but also viewers like you who may want to keep us, as Ryan Landry says, we've never asked for a cent from the government, and they will never give us any. So please, we'll be launching that next week, and it's a way to keep us on the air and to get us paid. Everybody else gets paid for everything to do. We should too.
Thank you for waking up in Provincetown.
Yeah, and thank you to our current sponsors.
Go. The Boat Slip, the Shipwreck at the Brass Key, the Provincetown Business Guild, the Provincetown Tourism Center, the Crown and Anchor, PTV.
And the Provincetown Visitors?
Did I say that?
Yeah, anyway.
You know who you are. Thank you.
We
We really appreciate your support, and thank you guys for watching. Seriously, it was really nice to be back here.
Harry, have a safe trip, and thank you all for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are. And we'll see you next Friday.
Bye.
Good morning, everybody. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. In Provincetown.